things to know about Taylor Swift's Evermore era. Taylor Swift is referred to Evermore as the sister record to Folklore, and this album dropped on December 11th, 2020, 2 days before her 31st birthday. And in discussing the album and her birthday, Taylor Swift said, "Ever since I was 13, I've been excited about turning 31 because it's my lucky number backwards, which is why I wanted to surprise you with this now. You've all been so caring, supportive, and thoughtful on my birthdays, and so this time I thought I would give you something." In an interview with Zane Lowe, in her describing how this album differs from Folklore, she said that this album discusses endings of all sorts, sizes, and shapes, and the pain and various phases of those closures. Coincidentally, there is a song called Closure on the album. Like the Folklore love triangle, this album does have two interconnected songs that theoretically take place in the same universe, and that's "'Tis the Damn Season" and "Dorothea." Many of the songs on this album follow the storytelling style of Folklore, but the album also discusses her family, her relationship with Joe, everything that went down in 2016, and possibly 5 things about Taylor Swift's Willow. This song was written with and produced by Aaron Dessner. It acts as the lead single for the Evermore album, and in the music video we see some callbacks to the Folklore era with the golden string from Invisible String, the witches or witchcraft coven circle that we eventually see on the Evermore set of the Eras Tour, but also could be a callback to Madwoman. Many believe this song to be about her ex, Joe Alwyn. For example, in the chorus she says, "Wherever you stray, I follow." This could be a callback to the song Lover, where it says, "Can I go where you go? Can we always be this close?" In verse 3, she says, "Show me the places where the others gave you scars." In this case, she's talking about her boyfriend's scars, but she does bring up how he helped heal her scars in songs Cardigan, Lover, and Paper Rings. In verse 3, she says, "Every bait and switch was a work of art," and in a 2019 Rolling Stone interview, she said, "The 1-2 punch bait and switch of Reputation is that it was actually a love story, aka her and Joe's love story." Here's 5 things to know about Taylor Swift's Champagne Problems. This song was written with William Bowery, aka Joe Alwyn, and produced with Aaron Dessner. In discussing the theme of this song, Taylor Swift said, "It features longtime college sweethearts who had very different plans for the same night, one to end it and one who brought a ring." And you can see that displayed in the dorm and proposal imagery throughout the song. She does feature some callbacks or Easter eggs for other songs, including in the lyrics, "Your Midas touch on the Chevy door." Midas touch being Midas, anything he touches turns to gold. This could be symbolized in the song Gold Rush. She also often referred to her ex Joe Alwyn, talking about the color gold. And Chevy door could be inspired by Tim McGraw off her debut album, where it says, "Just a boy in a Chevy truck." When discussing performing this album, she always said that she really wanted to be able to scream, "What a shame she's fucked in the head" in a large crowd, aka the Eras Tour. And the line, "Because I dropped your hand while dancing," is an Easter egg or reference in the All Too Well 10 Minutes. Here's 5 things about Taylor Swift's Gold Rush. This song was written and produced with Jack Antonoff. During the Willow music video premiere, Taylor Swift stated that Jack's favorite, aka Jack Antonoff, is a gold rush, which takes place inside a single daydream where you get lost in thought for a minute and then snap out of it. And Jack Antonoff tweeted, "What must it be like to grow up that beautiful," aka lyric from Gold Rush, and said "Gold Rush forever" in December 2020. During her stop in the Philadelphia leg of the Eras Tour, Taylor Swift settled the debate on the Eagles t-shirt. She said, "I don't know how large the debate was, but I did see the debate. I have a lyric that says, 'With my Eagles t-shirt hanging from the door,' and I saw some people wondering if it was the band Eagles or the team Eagles. And I love the band Eagles, but guys, come on, I'm from Philly, of course it's the team." You know, how the tables have turned since she started dating Travis. In the refrain, she says, "In the coastal town we wandered round, had never seen the love as pure as it." You can see a reference to coastal town, and hits difference when it said, "Freedom felt like summer then on the coast." She's often used gold to describe her ex Joe. 5 things about Taylor Swift's "'Tis the Damn Season." This song was written with and produced by Aaron Dessner. Just like with the Folklore love triangle, Dorothea and "'Tis the Damn Season" act as 2 parts of a different love story that Taylor Swift concocted in her head. Taylor Swift wrote about this song, "It is about Dorothea, the girl who left her small town to chase down Hollywood dreams, and what happens when she comes back for the holidays and rediscovers an old flame." And of course, being the poet that she is, and the fact that many speculate that Evermore itself is inspired by Emily Dickinson, she makes reference to a Robert Frost poem with the line, "And the road not taken looks real good now." And now I can't find the source that specifically stated this, but from what I remember, Taylor Swift did say that she originally wrote this song late at night when she was very drunk. So that just goes to speaking to her writing ability. Here's 5 things about Taylor Swift's Tolerance. This is the infamous track 5. This song was written with and produced by Aaron Dessner. It started out originally as an instrumental/track that Aaron wrote that he sent to Taylor, who sent it back with the finished lyrics on top. This isn't the first time she's written a track. Famously, she wrote "I Wish You Would" to a track. In her Zane Lowe interview, she stated that this song was inspired by Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, stating, When I was reading Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and I was thinking, wow, her husband just tolerates her. She's doing all these things, and she's trying so hard, and she's trying to impress him, and he's just tolerating her the whole time. This song does have some lyrical parallels with other songs about her ex, Joe Alwyn, but it is likely fiction. For example, in verse 1, she says, I wake and watch you breathe in with your eyes closed. And in Paper Ring, she says, now I wake up in the night and watch you breathe. And in verse 2, she says, I greet you with a battle hero's welcome. She also uses soldier and war imagery in songs such as The Great War and You're Losing Me, also about Joe. But here's 5 things to know about No Body, No Crime featuring Haim. This is a solo written track, and it was produced with Aaron Dessner. During the Willow music video premiere and live chat, Taylor Swift stated, I wrote No Body, No Crime by myself. It was inspired by my obsession with true crime podcasts, documentaries, and I used one of my best friend's names as the main character. The best friend in question is Estee Haim, aka a member of the Haim sisters, who featured on this track. The Haim sisters would later go on to be stars in the Bejeweled music video, and Taylor would join them on their track, Gasoline. In regards to the lyric about Olive Garden, Taylor Swift told Entertainment Weekly, I had finished the song and was nailing down some lyric details and texted Estee, you're not going to understand this text for a few days, but which train restaurant do you like best? And I named a few. She chose Olive Garden, and a few days later I sent her the song and asked if they would sing on it. It was an immediate yes. We don't know for sure. Many female country artists have done songs about killing Taylor Swift's inspirations and former co-collaborators that sing Goodbye 5 things about Taylor Swift's song, Happiness. This song was written with and produced by Aaron Dessner. And Aaron Dessner did tell Rolling Stones that Happiness was one of the last songs written for this album. Like This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, this song does feature many references to The Great Gatsby. With lines such as I hope she'll be a beautiful fool, which is something that Daisy says in the book, and the green light of forgiveness, which is alluding to the last line / last page of the book. Many people have speculated that this song could be discussing her friend Abigail's divorce. While this has not been confirmed, Taylor Swift did tell Zane Lowe in the Evermore interview, I think I haven't met the new me yet. In the context of the relationship song, I was trying to sort of channel my friends who have gotten out of very, very long, impactful, life-altering relationships and saying, how'd I pack this up? How'd I put this in a box, put it in my car and drive away? And what did I leave there? So from that perspective, it goes to, I haven't met the new me yet. Who's the person I'm gonna have to become in order to get over this? People do also speculate this could be about Scott Borsch. In the post-chorus, she says, pass the curses and cry. And in My Tears Record Say, she says, cursing. Here's 5 things about Taylor Swift's Dorothea. This song was written with and produced by Aaron Dessner. According to Taylor Swift, this song is about a girl who left her small town to chase down Hollywood dreams, and many people believe this to be the other point of view to 'Tis the Damn Season, and she has pointed out that she believes these two characters take place or went to the same high school as Betty, James, and Augustine from the folklore love triangle. The lyrics in verse 1, you got shiny friends since you left town, could be a callback to 'Tis the Damn Season lyrics, so I'll go back to LA and the so-called friends. In the chorus, she says the stars in your eyes shine bright in Tupelo, aka the high school takes place in Tupelo, Mississippi, aka the birthplace of Elvis. This could also be a callback to the line in Tim McGraw from Debut, he said the way my blue eyes shined. Many people have also speculated that this song could be about her longtime friend, Selena Gomez. With lyrics such as you're a queen selling dreams, selling makeup and magazines, she famously has a beauty brand called Rare Beauty. And this one's a stretch, but people have pointed out that she did previously play a character named in a movie called The Fundamentals. Here's 5 things about Coney Island featuring The National. This song was written with William Bowery, aka Joe Alwyn, and Bryson Aaron Dessner, and was produced by Bryson Aaron Dessner. Aaron Dessner told Rolling Stone on discussing the song, I had been working on a bunch of music with my brother, Bryce Dessner, some of which we were sending to Taylor also. At that stage, Coney Island was all the music except the drums, and as I was writing it, I don't think I was ever thinking this sounds like The National, or this sounds like Big Red Machine, or this sounds like something totally different. But Taylor and Joe Alwyn wrote this incredible song, and we first recorded it with just her vocals. And Taylor Swift told Zane Lowe, I really loved writing because we were like the mall before the internet. It was the one place to be because it was. It was the place to be, and I was trying to reflect on Coney Island visual of a place where thrills were once sought. She also said, I really liked having Matt Berringer sing Happy Birthday in the song. I knew I was going to release it on my birthday week. I actually got my favorite lead singer of my favorite band to wish me happy birthday. This song also reflects visuals of past relationships. When I Got in the Accident, Out of the Woods, Harry Styles, Forgot to Say Your Name, 5 things about Taylor Swift's Ivy. This song was written with Aaron Dessner and Jack Antonoff and was produced by Aaron Dessner. Taylor Swift did post to social media about some of the themes on Evermore, and this falls under the theme, The Unhappily Ever After Anthology of Marriages Gone Bad. That includes infidelity, ambivalent toleration, and even murder. In this case, it is infidelity. Many have taken on a queer interpretation of the song Ivy, with the woman cheating on her husband with a man. This is sprouted from the idea that the title Evermore was inspired by an Emily Dickinson poem, One Sister Have I in Our House, which ends in Sue Forevermore. Sue Gilbert and Emily Dickinson have been rumored to be in love, which during the time of Sapphic Love was not really well. And the song did feature in the show Emily Dickinson after a love moment with them. With Apple Music, she said, I have a folder of favorite words, favorite phrases, favorite lines that I think could fit somewhere incandescent, which is on the song Ivy. That's a word I really like. She first introduced the idea of glitter gel pen, fountain pen, and quill pen lyric. She used the Ivy bridge to illustrate Here's 5 things about Taylor Swift's Cowboy Like Me. This song was written with and produced by Aaron Dessner. This song does feature a very Western style of production, which many people have noted that it's similar to songs off of TTPD, such as I Can Fix 'Em No Really I Can and Fresh Out the Slammer, which many believe to be about Maddie Healy. Taylor noted that one of her favorite artists does feature background vocals on this track, and that's Marcus Mumford from Mumford & Sons, who she also brought out as a surprise guest on the Eras tour to sing along to the track. In the song, there's a lyric in the chorus, Eyes Full of Stars, and she has made many references to being starry-eyed, such as in Call It What You Want, Starry Eyes Sparking Up My Darkest Nights, which many people believe to be about Joe Alwyn, but also in LOML, Loss of My Life, Better Safe Than Starry-Eyed, which many believe to be about Maddie Healy, but also could be Joe Alwyn. She also has a lyric, and the old men I've swindled, which could be a reference to her previous relationships with older men such as Jake Gyllenhaal and John. Here's 5 things about Taylor Swift's Long Story Short. This song was written with and produced by Aaron Dessner. This song touches on the Kanye-Kim Kardashian incident of 2016, as well as her short-lived relationship with Tom Hiddleston and her moving on with Joe Alwyn. In discussing this song with Zane Lowe in 2020, Taylor Swift said, I really love a turn of phrase or a play on words or taking a common phrase and you twist something. A line that I'd had for a very long time, I think I'd had this one for a couple years, was, the knife cuts both ways. If the shoe fits, walk in it till your high heels break. She also says in the chorus, clung to the nearest lips, long story short, it was the wrong guy, referring to a relationship with Tom Hiddleston, which she does briefly touch on Getaway Car in Reputation. Another Reputation callback is with the lyrics in verse 2, at the Golden Gates they once held the keys to, referring to the line in Look What You Made Me Do, I don't like your kingdom keys, they once belonged to me, talking again about the whole Kanye situation. Here's 5 things about Taylor Swift's Margie, and bear with me, this one's hitting a little too close to home right now. This song was written with and produced by Aaron Dessner. This is track 13 and acts as a tribute to her grandmother, Marjorie, who she lost at the age of 13, but it also mirrors track 13 on Folklore, Epiphany, which is a tribute to her late grandfather. Marjorie was also a singer, and this song samples her vocals in the background, and it credits her on the song. In the album prologue, Taylor Swift makes mention of the song, saying, one song on the album is starring my grandmother, Marjorie, who still visits me sometimes, if only in my dreams, which mirrors the lyrics in the chorus saying, what died didn't stay dead. And in 2009, Taylor Swift spoke on her late grandmother, saying, my grandmother passed away when I was 13, and I don't think I could have done all this without someone helping me. This can be reminiscent of the line saying all your closets of backlogged dreams and how you left them all to me, stating that Taylor Swift carried on the dream of becoming a musician like her grandmother. Here's 5 things to know about Taylor Swift's song, Closure. This song was written with Aaron Dessner and produced with Aaron Dessner, BJ Burton, and James McAllister. Just like My Tears Ricochet, many people believe this song to be about the sale of her masters, but people have also pointed out that this could be about the whole Kanye and Kim situation. For example, in verse 1, she has lyrics saying, and seeing the shape of your name still spells out pain. It wasn't right the way it all went down. Looks like you know that now. And in a public statement in 2019, Taylor Swift said, anytime Scott Borchetta has heard the word Scooter Braun escape my lips, it was when I was either crying or trying not to. He knew what he was doing. They both did. And in verse 2, she says, don't treat me like some situation that needs to be handled. I can feel you smoothing me over. This is likely in response to Scott and Scooter trying to publicly mediate the situation when she was not having it. Also, she has the line, and my tears, which could be a callback to My Tears Ricochet. And in the bridge, she said, staying friends would iron it out so nice. While this could be referring to the brief friendship between Kanye, it's more likely about someone like Scott, who she had a more close friendship with. Here's 5 things about Taylor Swift's Evermore, featuring Bon Iver. This song was written with Aaron Dessner and Justin Vernon and produced by Aaron Dessner. In discussing with Zane Lowe in the Apple Music interview for Evermore, Taylor Swift said, there was sort of a double meaning to the months and the feelings that are mentioned. One of the meanings that I wrote this song and these lyrics when we were coming up to the election and I didn't know what was going to happen. Obviously referencing Gray November, I've been down since July. November is when the American elections take place. Secondly, she said, it's about sort of the process of finding hope again, but it also reflected back to an experience that I had that was pretty life-altering when I went through a bunch of bad stuff in 2016. The lyrics after that, motion capture, put me in a bad light, referring to the phone call with Kanye West. Another lyrics referring to that phone call, sending signals to be double-crossed. Obviously, Kim and Kanye went back on their friendship. And the bridge, she says, and when I was shipwrecked, I thought of you. References ships in Willow, Gold Rush, and My Tears Ricochet. It's likely implied that Joe Alwyn, her ex, was the ship that saved her. Here's 5 things about Taylor Swift's Right Where You Left Me. This song was written with and produced by Aaron Dessner. The bonus tracks off of Evermore were released directly after the January 6th incident in the US in 2021. Many Swifties believe that she released these earlier than expected to give a little hope in a time of not so great news. And speaking on the bonus track, Taylor Swift said on Twitter, "The first song is about a girl who stayed forever in the exact spot where her heart was broken, completely frozen in time. In this case, she's frozen at a restaurant at the age of 23. 23 would have been the age where she had just released Red and was in the midst of writing 1989, if there's any connection there." In verse 1, she says, "Pages turn and stick to each other." She does reference love being like a story in many songs such as The Story of Us and Love Story. And wages earned and lessons learned. This could likely be a reference to Sell of Her Masters, which she explores on both Folklore and Evermore. And the chorus, she says, "Glass shattered on the white cloth." This could be a callback to Champagne Problems, "Your heart was glass." Here's 5 things about Taylor Swift's song, It's Time to Go. This song was written with and produced by Aaron Dessner. This song addresses the various times where Taylor Swift felt in her gut that she just had to break free or let go or leave a situation, particularly when it comes to the sale of her masters. In verse 1, she says, "When the words of a sister come back in whispers that prove she was not, many people do believe that this is referring to her past, now no longer friendship with Carly Kloss from the 1989 era, although she did funnily show up at a random LA show." And she makes reference to Better Man from Red when she says in the post-chorus, "Sometimes to run is the brave thing." And in Better Man, she said, "The bravest thing I ever did was run," referring to the Jake Gyllenhaal relationship. In the Whole of Bridge, 15 years, 15 million tears, begging till my knees bled, is all about the sale of her masters, trying to get Scott Borchetta to sell back her music to her, and how he sold it to Scooter Braun instead. But hey, now she owns her masters.